Hi everyone, it's Jeff from Transient Specialist. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be spending some time on the EMC Partner ESD3000. We'll start by going over a little bit about the simulator, then we'll take a look at the different accessories, and finally we'll spend some time modifying testing criteria from the front panel display. The EMC Partner ESD3000 simulator has interchangeable modules or networks and allows for testing up to 30 kV with the correct accessories. This simulator offers compliant testing to many different requirements, including those in commercial, automotive, and military applications. Let's go ahead now and take a little closer look at how the simulator is designed. Now we're taking a look at page 20 of the brochure for the ESD3000. As we take a look at the diagram in the center of the page, you can see a breakout of the simulator and the associated discharge networks and modules, as well as related accessories. Starting on the left, we have the ESD3000 mainframe. This includes the battery and interface, and is where the associated module or network is slid into. These devices are split based on the maximum voltage, with the discharge modules allowing for testing to 16 kV air, 10 kV contact, and the discharge networks allowing for testing up to 30 kV for both air and contact. You'll commonly see these abbreviated by both DM and DN, and the discharge networks will also require the RM32 extension. Regardless of which is used, the different discharge tips slide directly on the front of the simulator. Taking a look a little lower down, there's a breakout of the different discharge modules and networks. The most common of these for commercial applications is the DM1, with others being designed to meet automotive and military specifications. Let's go ahead now and take a brief look at the commonly used accessories. As we just looked at, there are a few major components, and now we'll walk through getting the system operational. Starting on the left, we have our charging cable. This can be plugged into the bottom of the simulator to charge the batteries. Next to that, we have the bottom of the simulator open to show our AA batteries. These can be swapped out as needed, and once the change has been made, these can be slid back into the frame of the ESD3000, and then a little screw on the bottom here tightened. If you're renting the equipment from us here at Transient Specialist, the batteries will arrive fully charged, ready for testing to begin. Next to that, we have our discharge module. These slide directly into the frame of the ESD3000, aligning the notch right there on the side of the discharge module with the frame of the ESD3000. Once these are lined up, all you have to do is follow through, push it down, and be sure it's aligned. Once that's done, we can tighten up the nut at the bottom of the ESD3000, ensuring we have a good connection. Next to that, we have our discharge tips. To place the discharge tip on the front of the simulator, you just align the connector and then place it on the front. Just like that. And now we have our rounded air discharge tip on the front of our ESD3000. Finally, all the way on our right, we have our grounding cable, which can be plugged into the bottom of our ESD3000. Let's go ahead now and let's take a look at the display. Now we're taking a look at the front panel of the ESD3000. Taking a look at the top center, we have our display. Starting on the left side, we have our increase and decrease buttons. Working our way to the right, just below the display, we have the polarity switch button. And below that, the test runner stop button. The test runner stop button can also be used to turn the ESD3000 off and on by holding it down. As we continue to the right side, we have the test level selector, and in the lower right hand corner with the arrow, the enter button. Let's go ahead now and let's spend some time modifying different criteria using the front panel display. Now we're taking a look at the display. Let's go ahead and let's turn the simulator on by hitting the run button. Now you'll see the starting display, and we have information about the serial number, software version, and the module that's inserted in the ESD3000, as well as the related parameters. After a few seconds, the main test menu will populate. Otherwise, you can hit the trigger as well. We have our polarity and voltage at the top of the menu, followed by different parameters which can be scrolled through using the up and down arrows. We can modify the polarity and voltage directly from this menu, as well as run tests by selecting the plus or minus voltage level selector or the run button. Let's go ahead now and let's change the polarity from negative to positive. And let's change our voltage level to 10 kV by pressing our voltage selector button. This will take us to our voltage selector menu. By pressing the voltage selector, we can toggle through the different pre-programmed menus. You can see we have 8 kV, 15, 0.2, 0.5, 1, 2, 4, 8, and then if you want to manually change the values, you can also select the up and down arrows, and let's go ahead and let's adjust it to 10 kV. Once we hit 10 kV, we're going to go ahead and hit the enter button to save that value. Now we can scroll through the different criteria using our up and down buttons. The top one is going to be our discharge method and can be set to either air or contact discharge. To switch that, go ahead and select the right enter button, and you can see right now it's switched to contact. Let's go ahead and hit one more time. We have the air discharge tip on now. Below that, we have our trigger, which can either be set to manual or auto. As we scroll down slightly through our menu, we have repetition. If we hit enter, this lets us change the value using our up and down arrows. Let's go ahead and let's change it from 6 seconds, and we're going to go down to 2 seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit enter. If we scroll down a little slightly lower on the menu, we have our pulse number, which is the number of discharges. If we scroll down a little farther, you can see we have our count mode. This will count down from the number of discharges that is entered. For this criteria, we have options for all trigger events and discharge only. All trigger events will count even if there is no or a very low transfer of energy to our equipment under test. Finally, the last few different sections of criteria are going to be ramps, setup, settings, as well as service. If we scroll over to our settings and then we hit enter, and we don't want to change anything on our menu, we can use the trigger as a back button. Finally, when all your criteria has been entered and you're ready to begin testing, you can go ahead and hit that run button, and then you will begin the test. Alright, that should complete the video today on the EMC Partner ESD3000. We began by going over a little bit about the unit, then we moved to the accessories and getting the equipment set up, and finally we spent time changing the testing criteria from the display. We hope this video has been useful, and please keep us in mind if you ever need to rent the EMC Partner ESD3000.